Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Charlie and Fred, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Charlie's ability to understand and respond to his formal obedience commands. We wanted to do this little video for you because we know that Charlie knew some of the commands, but we wanted you to be aware of the way that we teach them, the hand commands that we use. He's sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where we do all of our obedience training. And the first thing that we want to take a moment to introduce is the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Charlie's been fitted with his very own little slip collar, and he'll be bringing that home with him when he comes. Now, the first exercise that we want to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Charlie heel. Now, at this point, Charlie has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg when walking. And when you stop walking, whether it's to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, since you're a city dweller, at least part of the time, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So this makes walking him a pleasure, and he does such a great job. Now, the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. So we want you to know that Charlie hasn't just been sitting around learning how to go on a wee-wee pad. He's also been keeping himself busy practicing his obedience. When Fred returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him as an additional distraction, and Charlie should remain seated until he gets his next command, and he gets a little pat for praise, and they take off heeling again. We have fallen in love with this little guy. He's been a pleasure. He's a nice little boy. He is making progress on using his wee-wee pad for number 2. So we're real excited about that. And we'll have some tips for you when he comes home on Friday. Nice automatic sit. Another stay. No. Now he got up, and the only thing that Fred said was no, and put him back into a sit, and repeated the stay command. And these commands come in handy for your general house manners and begging and different things that he's doing. This time, instead of returning back to him, Fred's going to demonstrate the come on command. And this is one of the things that I notice about Charlie is not wonderful is his come on command, especially if he's outside playing and having a good time. He never wants to come in. Even though he's tiny, he's mighty, and he knows his own mind, and when he doesn't want to do something and you're calling him, he's like, no way. So we've been practicing a lot on that come on command. Even in the puppy playroom this morning, he hid from me and didn't want to come when called. So we leave him in a sit stay. You turn to face him, and then you use his name, you lighten your tone of voice, and you use your leash as guidance to bring him right in front and sit. And then he goes back to heel and back sitting. Great job, Charlie. He's such a cool little guy. Now, the next exercises that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands. And there are 2 of those. The first one, with Charlie seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down, and then to stay. And you want to practice your stationary exercises right in your house. Your sit stays and your down stays are good for developing self-control and maturity. When Fred returns back to him, he walks all the way around him, just as he did on the sit stay. And Charlie should remain lying down until he gets a little pat for praise and the next command. And they're going to demonstrate that again for you. And again, lengthen out these sit stays and down stays and recalls, and you can practice these right in your apartment, and it gives Charlie a sense of purpose. He's very bright. Now this time Fred's going to call him out of that down. Good boy, Charlie. Now the very last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. And Fred is going to leave Charlie in a sit stay. He's going to turn to face him. Fred, I can't see the dog. Yeah, you're going to just have to move out of the way a little. There you go. And he's going to give him the down command from a distance. Very nice. Now we've demonstrated for you all of the formal obedience commands that Charlie's been working on while he's been with us here at the school. Most of his days have been full of playtime and fun. He has done a great job here at school. He's adjusted very well to being here. We love him and would be happy to have him back at any time. You have a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.